Hi, my name is Ankit Lodha. I am the Director of Data Science Portfolio Management at Janssen. At KGI, I was class of 2013, Business of Bioscience emphasis, MBS degree. KGI was actually visiting my hometown, Mumbai. Jim Sterling was visiting for one of the conferences, and he invited a few of the potential students who had expressed interest. So that's when I formally had been introduced through KGI and the curriculum. Coming from a core science engineering background, I was looking to bridge that gap and transition into business side of things. So that's when I spoke to Jim Sterling and a few of the alumni at KGI. It really reinforced my decision to be able to have a degree that bridges my science engineering skills to the business side that I was looking for. KGI prepares its students very uniquely with the intangible skills that it teaches. Every school has unique curriculum that fits a student's requirement or ambition, which KGI has a great blend, obviously, of business and technical courses. But it's the intangibles that I always appreciate in my 2 years at KGI. From day one, you're jumping into team projects, managing expectations with your stakeholders, working on industry projects. So from your day one, coming straight out of undergrad, you're actually working with some cutting edge industry problems and solving not alone in some corner, but working with a team and sometimes external industry colleagues doing market research interviews and whatnot. So those intangible skills that I picked up in those 2 years are invaluable. What I use on a daily basis and that helped me grow a leader so quickly is exactly those things. So in my current role, I work at Johnson & Johnson as the Director of Data Science Portfolio Management. And one of my main objective here is how do we use cutting edge artificial intelligence and machine learning algorithms to be able to better predict clinical trial outcomes, and also from a data science perspective, which assets do we focus on and which geographies do we go on. So currently my biggest project is working on the COVID vaccine from a data science standpoint at Johnson & Johnson. But apart from that, what I really learned being a leader from my KG experience and some of the courses that I took, from Jay Chalk's classes and Professor Casper, was really about how do you lead a team through uncertainty, right? And that's what leaders are known for, right? It's okay for you to not know the answers, but how important it is to have the right people on your team. And in some of the projects at KGI that I had done, through IVD and in your strategy classes, is to have that right mix on your team to have, a business person, marketing person, technical person. And also one unique skill set is not to judge a fish based on its ability to climb a tree, right? Because in a team project, you quickly underestimate the skill set that people has when you're kind of dividing the projects and giving. So early on in my career as a team leader in KGI projects, I really helped understand the value of knowing your team's strengths, weaknesses, and how do you help them improve on those weaknesses. And sometimes it's just okay to focus on strength. So I think those were a few things that really helped me grow in my career and my experience through Amgen, Takeda, Shire, and now at Johnson & Johnson. I think the two big names that come in my mind from a mentorship perspective was Professor Jay Chalk. He was a strategy professor, and then Professor Casper. I think they both had a unique perspective in terms of strategy and tactics. Professor Casper really did a great job in helping us learn how do you regionally apply some tactics, how some of the case studies that we did in his class, how one tactic can be so unique and so positive for one company and can be so different for another company. In Professor Chalk's class, we learned about strategy at that global level, doing that, and how companies, especially in the biopharma space, manage that strategy at global level. So that those two things, how strategy and tactics, they are one and the same things, but they operate kind of uniquely in their space. So those were the two big things that from a mentor perspective, I was able to learn and apply in my internship experience after KGI at Pfizer and then AstraZeneca and get a first-hand experience on. The biggest advice I would say is that your 99% of your job is already done if you're at KGI, because the unique or the USP of KGI's degree is exactly that. It fits you perfectly with a unique blend of science and business skills, right? That's the most difficult part, what candidates lack, and you already have that by being at KGI. So that's the most unique perspective. Because when we're looking for hiring at Amgen or Johnson & Johnson, we need people who have core science background, but business acumen, because we can hire as many as MBAs we want or IT people we want, but they don't necessarily have the science knowledge, or what does FDA approval cycle looks like, clinical trials, DNA, RNA mechanism, and whatnot, right? So being at KGI, 99% of your job is done. The 1% is just to apply, and that's it. Because KGI's brand has grown tremendously thanks to all the curriculum that has been abreast with the time and evolving industry needs. So bulk of your job is done.